Yep.
Okay, I'd just like to welcome all of you into this talk. We're going to talk about the Scout Religious Award program, which is not really a Scout program, it's a church program. The Scouts have allowed these churches to award these medals to the boys, and they have not only the awards, but they have the square knot that you wear all the way through your scouting career, even if you earned it as a Cub Scout. Taking a look at those awards behind me, that is just about all of them, but you can't even see the big enough sheet which covers everything. At the end of this presentation, there's the website where you can go. You can actually download this document, which is called Duty to God. And inside that is the email addresses and phone numbers of all those different churches that are represented right here on the net. Now, what I'm going to do is go to my PowerPoint and turn it up as a slideshow. And okay, start with the first slide, and if Eric will give me control.
You should be good to go there, Chris, if you
Okay.
share your screen.
I'm going to share it. But now I've got to get it to go to the slideshow from the beginning. There we go. This is just the introduction. These, of course, are just a few of them. You can maybe recognize some of these denominations here. I'm not sure what churches you're from, but there's Catholic, there's Mormon, there's Basic Protestant here, which covers almost all of the Protestant denominations. When they earn it from their church or through their church, then there's a little emblem that'll go on top of that. There's the Protestant with that God in church that says what church they come from. That's the first one. There is the book, Duty to God, and the address for it on the internet will be at the very end of the presentation. You get this and you'll have a picture of all of the awards like behind me there, but also all of those addresses that I promised you. What are they? They are not, like I said, a Scout award. They are actually developed by the individual faith group. So they all have different kinds of requirements. It depends on their faith or their church background. They've been approved by the Boy Scouts of America to be worn on the official uniform. And once you've earned it as a boy, you can wear it all your life as an adult further on. Almost all of them have one thing in common. Here's what the square knot looks like that the Cub can wear, the Boy Scout can wear, and I'm going to take a look at the next here. Here is a Cub Scout. That's the one that he wears. Then there's a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout. And then if someone gets into the venture program, and even some of your older Scouts, they can actually have 3 emblems to put on there for the 3 awards they've had. If you earn it as an adult, you don't earn it as an award. These are all awards, but as an adult, you actually are recommended for it and granted by the church itself. A little bit different. And then you have a slightly different square knot, which has a different border and slightly different colors. But we're not going to talk about that anymore. We're just going to talk about what the youth can do. Here's what you need. Parents and religious leaders, they're going to be the ones that help you. It takes both of those, especially at the Cub Scout age. The religious leader becomes actually a mentor or even the one that approves it. Depends again on the church. They're fun because what you do when you're working on this, one of the things you'll do is you'll have projects. You'll have things where you'll talk about your faith. Your pastor or your mentor, whoever's working with you, will help you understand what your faith is and how it works into your daily life. And then you'll be doing service projects, probably with your church organization, maybe even community, again, depending on the individual church. It's really fun, and I think the youth would enjoy that. Just as a side note, it doesn't say it here, but Girl Scouts also use these same award programs. First step, you've got to get the book for your religion. Again, that address and how to get those books are in that brochure that they send. The council at times has had some of them, but just a very few. They've had the Catholic and Protestant, and I think that's about it, isn't it, Eric? Do they have any others?
I think they've got a pretty basic selection, but we're able to quickly get anything else in there. So if there's something we're missing, you can always request it and we can get it pretty quick.
Those are about the only ones that I've ever seen in the local scout shops. wait a second, in the local scout shop. So I have my, that'll disappear in just a minute. Sorry about that. When you get it from your individual church, let's say you're Buddhist, they will send you their booklet, and it's all in, or the address and everything. You scout will need a booklet. The adult manual is there. There's a counselor's manual, and you should have that, at least the adult manual for the pastor, the one that's working with it. Go over it when you get this. Go over it with your scout first. See how much of it is required by the official members, because that's some, it's almost entirely up to the priest or the pastor. There are age and grade requirements, because you can do it in cubbing all the way from lion, I believe they're even going that far down, all the way up through arrow of light, and then you start on the scouting level, and then when they turn the age, they'll start on the older scouting, the venture. Not all churches have all 3 grade levels, but most of them do. It sets its own guidelines, so I can't tell you what to expect, except you'll have to sit down with that clergy, and the clergy will be, and most of them will be your counselor. Some of them allow parents, again, and other family members, but basically it's the clergy, and it's the clergy, whatever name they may be called, that will send the award into their church headquarters. Your family is the one you should sit down with your religious leader and say, hey, my son, my daughter wants to work on this program. And you'll be doing this under the control of your religious organization. Scouting, again, is just in the background. Almost all of them do require the signature of your religious leader to finally award it. Some of them may just have a small booklet. Most of them use this large booklet, which is the duty, it's actually called Duty to God, or some name of that type. One of it's the younger ones, it has to deal with your own faith. And the second part is, how do I deal with my faith in relationship to my church? And then how do I deal with my faith in relationship to the whole world? 4th step, here's when the youth will go through this booklet, or this series of booklets, to obtain the signatures that fill out each requirement. There are several requirements in there. And then your advisor will say, yep, you've done this one, you've done that one. When the booklet is complete, then you can go in and request from the local, not from the local council, but you request the emblem from the church itself. The only thing you can get from the local council is the square knot. The actual award itself, which will be a medal, just like the eagle, that will be worn on your uniform. It should be done in a ceremony. One of the things that I've done when I presented it, I pick a time and present it right in front of the church. Let that congregation or that organization that you're working with see that one of their youth has finished the requirements. You can do it any time, but Scout Sunday is a great time if the youth have it finished. There's something I'll speak about at the end that the adults can work towards too. Handouts, this is the one I keep mentioning, the Duty to God brochure. It has all of the emails, all of the links that you need for everything. So what I suggest, first thing you do is talk, if you're a leader, talk to the parents in your organization, either the parents in your den or the parents in your troop, and see how many of them are interested. I know one troop right now that already has 2 families that are working with their youth. There's 4 youth involved, 5 youth involved there that are working towards the award. Then you get the booklet. Once you make sure you've got someone committed, you get the booklet, because there is a price associated with each of those booklets. And then you got to sort of set a schedule. We want to work on this. It may take 6 months. It may take a year. Probably can't be done too much less than 3 to 6 months. But it depends on how energetic that youth is when they're working on it. Yeah. This is a thing that's a little bit different. I'm not sure how many places use it, but it's something that doesn't really come from scouting at all. Each of these diamonds here represents 1 year for adult or for a youth saying, I want to be serious about my faith. I want to work on it. It doesn't even include earning the award, but it's just a way to earn each of these patches. I've never seen anyone wearing any. Eric, have you seen Anyone wear those patches?
I don't think so. No. No, but it could definitely be worn on the as a temporary patch on the right pocket.
Yep. Like I said, I haven't seen it, but it might get some of the kids enthusiastic. It adds something to hang down from their right pocket. This now is the information. If you want to get more, I added some at the bottom here. Scouting.org is the whole scouting.org. And to find in that where it goes, scouting.org, praypub.org BSA does get you into all of the Pray Pub printings and backgrounds. Pray Pub is primarily for Christian groups. That's what it's looking at. And as you look at it, you'll find that. But if you look through the scouting.org, this bottom one down here, that's the scouting.org book. That's the book on the duty to God. That's the one you want to get. You can download it, and it has all of those addresses, all of those pictures in it. Now that's a real quick, and it only took 15 minutes. Do we have any questions? Well, I'd like to see some more scouts. Heidi, where are you from? Where is your unit located?
We're in Arlington, PAC 92.
Okay. How about Sue? Where is your unit located?
Well, it's like this. My sons did this when they were little guys, and that's been a number of years. So now we are back in scouting with our granddaughter, and she's in PAC 1 in Mount Vernon. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So this was a good refresher. It seems to me that this was just kind of obscure when we went through this with Ben and Jeff, and we kind of had to be the driver for helping the minister find out about it at the time. And then
Yeah,
you know, he was right on it. But yeah, this is better, I think. Yeah, it sounds better.
when you go in there, which church do you go to?
Well, one of the Methodist ones, kind of depends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Methodists will work on the God and Church Award, the one that's down here in the. They'll be working on this, and there's a little emblem that they'll attach to that. At the cubbing level, sometimes they have a slightly different, it depends on which church it is, a different looking medal that they earn. Some of them don't have the ribbon, some of them do, but you'll find that out. What they do have that you can order right from the pub, 512-879, there is also a counselor's manual, and there's oftentimes it's called a minister's manual. So it can help that pastor understand what he needs to do or she needs to do.
Yeah.
And those can also be ordered from through the Scout shop as well. We can get those in for you if you need them.
Okay, good.
Thanks.
We're used to working with the Scout shop. We're not often used to working with these other places, but when it comes to ordering the medal, you have to go through the church. Who else? We got one phone person here too. 360-794-6693.
That is I. This is Ann, and I'm a unit commissioner for the units 148. And I thought maybe one or two of the parents and leaders would join this meeting, but I haven't heard that they are there. So
okay,
there's a group. There's at least 2 scouts that are interested at the troop level in doing this. So
Great.
my son did it about 10 years ago, and it doesn't sound like things have changed a whole lot. So,
well, that PDF is free, and that's the thing you can even bring to those families. I earned mine in 1957, so it has changed a little.
Right, I'm sure it has. Yeah, I think my son was one of the last ones to get the old style of award. They changed how they look after he was done.
Yeah.
So.
I'm Lutheran.
But I think the process sounds to be about the same.
Yeah.
Do you recommend ordering the workbook through the Scout shop or through the organization, the denomination that sponsors the award?
Probably going to cost the same, Eric, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure it's probably the same either way.
Okay. would the Scout Shop have to order it, or do they have them in stock? Do you know?
We've got a selection of kind of the most commonly requested ones. So if you're Methodist or Lutheran or Catholic or Mormon, I'm sure that we've got those ones in. I'm not sure about
this
the
would
rest.
be, our sponsoring organization for these units is Baptist. Do you know if you have that one?
That's
I
the
don't know off
same.
the top of my head, but if you call into the office and they can verify for you and get them ordered in pretty quick if needed.
And do they still need to order both the counselor or the pastor workbook and the student workbook? Is that right?
Probably. I would recommend they talk to their pastor and see how familiar they would be with it and whether they want to get it in.
Well, the pastor's completely unfamiliar with this program. In fact, he was one of the people that was maybe going to join this session. So anyway, so I'm just trying to gather all the information that would be helpful to them so I can pass it along.
Sure.
So
this recording, this session was recorded. It'll be available on our website in the next day or two.
okay.
And so you can direct them to that. You're also welcome to direct them to me. I can maybe connect them with Chris if he's willing to speak with other folks about it. Yeah.
I would say
So,
also have
which
them
web-
earn it, go to the pastor where they attend, because it's their faith they're going to be talking about. And there are slight differences. So you can make the choice, but I would say pick the church where you attend.
I just put my, oh, you're on the phone. Sorry. My email address is eric.buher@scouting.org.
Sorry, I didn't have anything to write on. Just a minute here.
No problem.
All right, say that again, please.
That was eric.buher@scouting.org.
Could you send her the file store PDF also, Eric?
I only have her phone number at the moment. So if you
Okay.
Yeah, I
connect
did
with
register,
me,
so you should have it under the registration, but I can give it to you real quick if you prefer.
why don't I stop the recording now so that we don't send that out to everyone.